and gentlemen, it's our honor to give you the presentation here. Now I want to introduce our group members, Lang Zhen, Yizhou Ma, Mi Yuwu, and Jin Yuanqiu. In this presentation, our group will discuss about the case study of the Bilibang company, and firstly, we will have an introduction of this company, and then the following 6 questions will be discussed by our group members. Okay, let's start with the introduction. Action has become prevalent from 2000, and according to the research, action apparel equipment and accessories were estimated about $200 billion US, and for the sports, young people are the primary demographic. Usually, males dominated the field of these sports before, but now more and more females interested and participate in it. Bilibang company is a software company which was established in Australia in the 1970s, and with the development about 30 years, the company expanded their business abroad and achieved success. However, in 2010, this company experienced financial difficulties, and that is the reason why our groups want to analyze the financial report of these companies. Okay, here is the history of the Bilibang companies, and you can see that in 1973, it founded by the Golden and Reina merchant. By late 1970s, the company diversified the product range to include the shirt, pants, and jacket, and so on. And in 1983, Bilibang companies began international expansion to US, and 2 years later into the New Zealand market. In 1987, it expands into Europe. It should be mentioned that from 2001 to 2007, Bilibang company got a success of integration. We will talk this point later. However, in 2012, Bilibang company posted a net loss of $275 million, and it closed more than 100 stores, and over 414 positions were cut. Here are the brands that Bilibang company integrated from 2001 to 2007. Through the success integration, Bilibang company tried to refer all the areas of softwares. For example, the Von Zipper focused on the airwear, and the custom focused on the soft shoes. Some business strategies are mentioned in this case, and the first one should be the marketing strategies. Bilibang company tried to become the sponsors of some large events, like the World Junior Soft Championships, and in addition, it used the celebrity endorsement and multi-branding. The second one is the distribution strategies. Bilibang companies specialize the chain retails and companies' own retail store network. And for the sourcing strategies, Bilibang sourced 98% of its products from a range of overseas manufacturers in order to reduce the labor cost. And the quality control strategy is also an essential part, that each region has central facilities through which products must pass before being shipped to the retail account. And now my partner Jin Yuanqiu will discuss the first question for you.
Hello everyone, my name is Gary, and my part is a review of the group's year 2014 report for major changes in operations, business strategy, and financial policy. As introduced, the group's business is the wholesaling and the retailing of sports stuff, and currently comprising multiple brands and retail banners over 3 reporting segments, being Australia, America, and Europe. Because of the financial loss over the past several years, the group decided to take many options to change the operations strategy in the financial year 2013 to 2014. Our group takes 5 main changes as follows. The first one is that the company announced it had sold the Darking brand and its operations for a purchase price for $70 million. The results of selling Darking have been reported in these financial statements as a discontinued operation. Secondly, the group's invest in Nixon was restructured so as to reduce the group's commitment to purchase previously agreed volumes of product in exchange for make good payments and the dilution of the company's interest in Nixon joint venture from 48.5% to only 4.85%. As a result, Nixon is no longer treated as an associate. Thirdly, on September 19, 2003, the company announced that it had entered into binding agreements with Centerbridge Partners, LP, and Oaktree Capital Management in relation to long-term financing. The refinancing included a new term loan of $360 million, which was used in part by the company's replacement of the $294 million bridge loan facility, which has been provided with its capital partners. Fourthly, the company also announced that it had entered into an approximate 34 million Canadian dollars non-exclusive wholesale agreement with YM over the next 2 years. On February the 6th, 2014, the company announced it had also sold West 49, a brand, to YM for a purchase price of 3 million Canadian dollars. The result of the West 49 also have been reported in these financial statements as a discontinued operation. Lastly, on January the 13th, 2014, shareholders voted to support the strengthening of the company's balance sheet by approving the issue of $135 million of original equity to the CO consortium in order to reduce the debt and provide a stronger financial platform for the turnaround plan outlined by the CEO.
Hello everyone, I'm Ijoma, and now let's talk about the question 2. Explain and evaluate the current business strategy of Billabong. To occupy more market, Billabong focuses on a grassroots level, becomes the sponsors of some large events and gets the athletics endorsements, makes motor branding. All of this increased sales of Billabong, and the net revenue in 2013 was $566 million. After that, the net revenue increased to $569.7 million in 2014. And let's look at this picture now. The current assets of inventories decreased from more than $266.8 million to only $180 million in 2014. Billabong has special retailers and own country facilities in each region. The key benefit is that the most special retailers place forward order contracts that allow Billabong to accurately forecast how much it will see in the future. Sales to external customers in 2013 was $462 million in Australia, $450 million in America, and $181 million in Europe. Actually, we can see in this chart, Billabong changed its special retails from 2013 to 2014. The impairment charge has significant decline during the time. Impairment charge of goodwill decreased from $292.9 million to $24.8 million in 2014, and that of the brands reduced from more than $300 million to only $4 million at 2014. Billabong sources 98% of its products from a range of overseas manufacturers in order to reduce labor costs. And this picture shows us that the employee benefits decreased from $4.8 million in 2013 to only $0.987 million in 2014. And our group thinks that the key target is more to branding. Billabong returns young, regionalist, and vibrant product development team for each of its brands. This helps Billabong to penetrate new markets, increase the product market rents, and have diversification. It has more customers, which included females and young children. Now my part is over. I will see you next in the question 5.
Hello everyone, this is Mingyu speaking, and I will explain to you the third question of our case. Analyze the accounting policy choice of the Billabong and the streamlined technique used to operationalize this policy in the current year financial statement. As the annual accounting adjustment needed to be correct state or included item in the financial reports. And there were 31 major accounting policy for the Billabong in the financial year 2014. This policy was applied during the whole financial years. This policy included the human change, the build of new buildings, the import of new machines, and the employee benefits. I will explain 3 policies and analyze the risk faced by the company based on the financial report. First, the company followed by the government policy, which is the Australia Accounting Standards and the interruption which issued by the Australia Accounting Standard Board AASB and the Corporation Act 2001. It is a for-profit company. All the companies should follow the country's policy to make everything legal. The second risk is that because there it's an international company, it will face exchange risk. The picture shows that the carry amount of the group of financial assets and liabilities that denominated in the Australian dollars and other significant foreign currency. We can see there's two compared to the 2013. There are 2 currencies that have the higher any gain or loss of to avoid the exchange rate risk. The company announced that they would like to hedge 80% of the forecast foreign currency inventory purchased in the coming season. And for the accounting policy, any gain of the loss or the hedging instrument related to the effective protection of the hedging is recognized in other comprehensive income and accumulated in reserve inequality. The gain or loss related to the inefficient portion is recognized immediately in the income statement with other income or other expenses. And the third risk is that the credit risk. Credit risk arises from the cash and cash equivalent derivative financial instrument and deposit with bank and financial instrument, as well as the customer credit incurred in accounting receivable and committed transaction. And according to the picture, we can note that the receivable in 2004 is less than 2013. And this is a group policy to set all customers who wish to trade in credit items should have the credit verification produced with including an assignment of their financial position and some other things. The credit limits are regularly monitored. Sales to the retail customer are settled in cash or use major credit cards to reduce the credit risk. For cash flow statement presentation purposes, cash and cash equivalent, including cash on hand, deposit held on call with financial institutions and other short-term are highly liquidated invested with original maturation of 3 months or less than that are readily converted to no amount of cash and which are subject to the insignificant risk of changing in value and bank overdraws. Bank overdraws are shown within borrowings in current liability on the balance sheet. The amount on all securities are usually paid within 30 days of the recognitions. And now let's welcome Gary to give the first question.
In this part, I will perform a detailed analysis of the financial performance up to the date of the latest full-year financial reports, year 2014. Generally speaking, the group showed the recovery trend from year 2013 and had a pretty good performance in the year 2014. Firstly, from the operations aspect, the revenue slightly increased $80 million from $1,107 million to $1,125 million, but the expenses decreased $580 million. This was a huge success. Therefore, the loss for the year 2013 to 2014 reduced $626 million. Although the group is still facing over $200 million loss in 2014, at least it stopped the downtrend by decreasing its expenses. Secondly, from the balance sheet effect, the total asset of the group was decreasing from $2 billion to only $751 million. Also, the group's total liabilities also reduced from $1 billion to $500 million. As well as the total equity reduced from $1 billion to only $258 million. All these decreased data show that the group is experiencing a very hard time, but it still tried to control the loss by selling brands and shorting costs. Thirdly, from the cash flow aspect, there were both good news and bad news. The bad news is that the cash flow from operating activities decreased from positive to negative. During the year 2013, the group still got $11 million cash flow inflow from the operating activities. However, by the end of 2014, it turned to cash outflow. However, there are also some good news. For example, the group got $125 million more cash inflow from the investing activities in year 2014, and $205 million more cash inflows from financing activities. These data show that the group is taking right financing policy. At last, through the financial report of year 2014, we have found that the group are making changes to control the group's size and decrease its expenses and try to increase cash inflow by changing its financial strategy, and the group had done it well.
Now let's talk about question 5. We believe this is a likely and feasible outcome because Bilibili tries to choose most suitable subsidiaries, manufacture various products for different customers, like women and children, and reduce the costs of goods. Through all of these ways, the company increased its sales and reduced its costs. Comparing with 2013, our group sees some advances in the financial report of 2014. Bilibili, we think it will continue to choose its subsidiaries and diversify its products. Therefore, our group agrees that the turnover plan is good and the company will be better in the next 3 years. Thank you.
Hello again, this is the 66th question of our case. Is the current share price for the Bilibili apparently giving you process to analyze? And this is the picture of the share price in 2 years. From the picture, we can note that the price floating a lot in last 2 years. It dropped from the February 2013 and recovered a little from the June 2013 and then began floating again. According to pictures, the price presents a trend of increase since June 2013, and around February and August every year the price begins decreasing. Therefore, although the price has a rising tendency, it would not be a good option to invest Bilibili in the current days because it's around February, and February and August is the change of the season, so there is a lot of effect for the share market.